When you get cocoa, you can either get it in like a brick form or a bagged form.
Those bricks of cocoa are compressed just like the brick used to be compressed, and it's kind of a lower quality, but you can rehabilitate it to a large extent. The bricks have generally a larger proportion is dust. So a larger proportion is the finer particles. And I always recommend rehydrating it and rinsing it through a screen. And you'll yield less. You're going to lose a lot of that dust, but that's kind of the point. But you'll end up with a pretty good quality cocoa if you sort of do that. The bags usually have more chips and more fibers, sort of a larger particle size, and you yield more from the bag. The bags are often also pre-buffered, so in theory you could use it sort of right out of the bag. There aren't a lot of brands of cocoa that I trust right out of the bag, so I almost always end up processing my cocoa to some extent before using it, even if I buy sort of an expensive bagged cocoa. But the processing is certainly less than it would be with a brick, which you have to go through several steps. And you rehydrate, then you rinse it through a screen, then you do a couple buffering soaks, then you drain it off, then you rinse down the residual EC so you don't burn your plant roots. And all of that, it takes time. Couple of days. So the bagged process, oftentimes, some bagged products, good bagged products, I'll just put in a pot and run some water through it to saturate it and test the EC of the water that's coming out. And as long as that's low enough, I'll trust the cocoa, basically. Sometimes you have to run more water through it. Some products I'd recommend doing a buffering soak and then rinsing it down. But generally, there's just less work to do to get them prepared. They cost more money. So each individual grower needs to sort of put their own drudgery to cost index, which is actually one of the things that I study with my farmers. It's like, how much drudgery are you willing to invest in this, and how much of is just spending an extra 20, 40, 60, 80 bucks, that drudgery are you willing to pay to avoid.
This clip is brought to you by AC Infinity. Use discount code MrGrow at 15 to save on any of their products.